Hello, hello, hello. I am Antoinette, Coach Ross, the boss of Project Execute, your vision catalyst. I work to improve the lives of my clients, especially women and girls, from the inside out by answering their pertinent questions of who, why, what, when, and how to be more successful in their lives. The focus areas are self concept, goal imagery and creation, and finally, accountability. We live our lives on different levels at all times. Within my coaching process, there are 10 areas of concentration and abundant love that makes up our being and create our lives. The 10 areas are metaphysical, spiritual, mental, emotional, physical, personal, relational, professional, financial, and political. Sunday is my first day of the week where I pursue mind elevation and spiritual edification to prepare for what the week ahead may have in store. Today's message is way spiritual on God will answer prayer even if it's not His will and use it to manifest His will in your life. This is my testimony and it's not up for debate. Let me give you a very personal testimony of how I come to know this. It was the year 2000. I was granted the pleasure of assisting a very close friend of mine in her pregnancy. I was able to attend Lamaze classes. I was there to go to doctor visits, and also I was there for the birth of her child. Now, mind you, I had hit the 30-year mark, but I had no interest in children, babies, being pregnant, or any of that just yet. I was actually leaving a marriage. I was at that time currently married and moving on with my life. It was July 4th, 2000 that I witnessed the birth of this baby girl. Watching her come into the world changed everything within me, and I left that hospital room desiring to be a mother. I went straight to the person who is my daughter's father and made my request or my desire known. And we agreed to have a baby. After that, I went to God in prayer because I thought I needed a miracle in order to become pregnant. Because I hadn't up until that point, and I knew that I was out of God's will in this request. But my prayer was answered expeditiously. By September of that year, the year 2000, I was informed that I was pregnant. I was ecstatic and overwhelmed, and I could not believe that I was going to be a mother. By September, during this time, I also received a move of the Holy Spirit to leave Texas, where I lived at the time, and move here to Georgia, where I reside now. It was evident that that my daughter needed to be born and raised here in Georgia. And we left her father behind. Again, I remind you, this was out of God's will in the birth of this child. On July 2001, my baby girl entered the world full of joy, happiness, and healthy as can be. I did not realize at that time how much she would change my life because I found out instantly I was not equipped to love this child. It took a while for me to finally ask God to help me learn how to love this child. I was not equipped because what she was requiring of me, I was not familiar with. I was ignorant to. And I knew that I needed to seek God in order to figure it out and to love her as she deserved to be loved. And again, God answered my prayer. And this is where he began to perform his will in my life through my experience of learning to love this child and receiving her love as her mother and the workings of God's love in the midst. Most would be surprised that I had that problem if they were to see us together now. But we're 15 years in, and mommy still has to make sure that I'm on point as to loving her as she deserves to be loved. Not what I think as a mother, but the way she thinks, or the way she should be loved, and the way she is meant to be loved to become who God sent her here to be. I know she's already worked a miracle in my life, and as I'm going to restate, God's will is working in my life because of her. In 2008, I discovered my purpose, not really fully understanding what it all entailed and what it required of me. It took a few years, then I realized again, I was not equipped to love the people as needed to fulfill my life's mission. Don't get me wrong, I loved on my people, the people that I love, but I wasn't equipped to love on the people who I am to serve. I first admitted this to one of my spiritual sisters, and she was surprised because of her experience with me, but she was one of my people, and I loved her, and I still love her. But I knew I was not equipped to love the people, so I prayed to God again to equip me to learn how to fall in love with the people. And he swiftly answered my prayer to do his will, his ultimate will in my life through the love I experienced with him and with my daughter. I was able to up-level and learn, and I continuously learn how to fall in love with the people, his people, that I am required to serve. So here we are, full circle in 2017. God answered my prayer in the year 2000 to make me aware of the barriers in love and forgiveness that opened me to love my daughter as she deserves and to receive his love as I deserve, that demonstrates to me how to love the people, his people, that I am to serve through my life's mission. I am Antoinette Coach Ross, the boss of Project Execute, your vision catalyst. This top of the week message has been on God will answer prayer, even if it's not his will, and use it to manifest his will in your life. Thank you for your time, and remember, every decision you make, and even those you don't, create your life, create wisely.